It's the championship game of the inaugural college football playoff, Oregon versus Ohio State from Jerry World in Dallas, Texas. Oregon a 6-point favorite on BETDAQ, 74 the total in this game. I repeat, 74 the total. So you get the idea here. Neither team going to be able to stop the other. Should see plenty of points in this one. Now listen, the Ducks are a 6-point favorite for a reason. They've won 9 straight games. They've scored 40 points or more in each one of those games and have won each game by 12 points or more. But I'll tell you what, Ohio State, after beating Alabama last week, I just don't know how good this team is. And I'm not sure anybody knows just how good Ohio State is. A lot of people wrote off the Buckeyes in the beginning of the season when they lost to Virginia Tech. Then they tore through the Big Ten schedule. Well, maybe tore through is not exactly right. They did go undefeated in the Big Ten, but 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 regular season games. They allowed 24 points or more in each one of their last 4 regular season games. So at the end of the year, not a whole lot of people expected Ohio State to get into the 4-team playoff until they beat Wisconsin 59-0 in the Big Ten championship game. That's what got them in the field. Even then, a lot of people thought Baylor, maybe TCU more deserving. Still, though, Ohio State got in, was nearly a double-digit underdog against Alabama last week, and beat the Crimson Tide, who were supposedly the best team in all of college football. And it was the way they beat Alabama that really opened up my eyes, because I liked Alabama in that game. I thought Alabama was going to win and win comfortably. But Ohio State, after falling behind 21-6, it looked like Alabama was going to win comfortably for a little bit in the first half. Then Ohio State just came back and just physically whipped the Tide, especially that Alabama defense, which came in there with such a big reputation. They could not stop the running game of the Ohio State Buckeyes. And Ohio State's run the ball well all year, but listen, against Alabama, 282 yards on the ground. They're starting a third-string quarterback in Cardale Jones, but he's a threat with his legs, and he showed he could throw the ball a little bit as well. And Oregon, not good at all on the defensive side of the ball. The Ducks were 86th nationally in total defense this season, 111th against the pass. They surrendered over 156 rushing yards per game. So the Ohio State offense is going to be able to do whatever they want to do in this game. The question is the Ohio State defense going to be able to even slow down this Oregon offense? Because if the Ducks are going to be able to do what they normally do on offense, if they're going to be able to run their machine-like offense that has averaged over 47 points per game this season, has scored 40 points or more in each of their last 9 games. I mean, in the Ducks' last game against Florida State, the defending national champion, Florida State was undefeated heading into that game. Oregon scored 59 points and really let off the gas in the fourth quarter to do so. The Ducks might have been able to hang 70 on the Seminoles. To me, the question is, will Ohio State be able to slow down at all this Oregon offense? Because I do believe Ohio State's going to be able to put up some points, 35, 40 points, whatever. But if they can't slow down Oregon, it's not going to matter. Ohio State could score 35 or 40 and still lose by 20. That's how good the Oregon offense is. Ducks, of course, led by Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Marcus Mariota, the likely #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Now, we've seen this Oregon offense slowed down in the past. You know, this offense this year for Oregon is not much different than they have been for the past few years. You look at the stats over the past 5 years, remarkably similar from year to year for this Oregon offense. They are just a machine. But occasionally, they run up against a defense. It's usually a defense with a big, tough defensive front that's able to shut down that Oregon running game and make the Ducks one-dimensional. We saw it happen against Auburn in Oregon's last shot at a national championship. We've seen it happen against Stanford a few times. Boise State a few years ago. We've seen it happen to this Oregon team. Can Ohio State do it? Are they good enough on defense in the front 7 to shut down the Oregon rushing attack, turn the Ducks into sort of a pass-first, dink-and-dunk type offense? That might be a bad descriptor, but that's sort of what this offense, what this Oregon offense looks like when it's slowed down. When we've seen defenses have success against it, they've turned it into a pass-first sort of dink-and-dunk type unit. If Ohio State can do that today, I mean, they're not going to stop Oregon. Oregon's going to score at least 28 to 30 points. But if Ohio State can hold Oregon to 28 to 30 points, they might win this game outright. And as a matter of fact, the 2 bets I like the best here are Oregon -6 and Ohio State on the money line. The Buckeyes can currently be had at 282 on the money line at BETDAQ. And to me, if you're going to go with Ohio State, might as well back them on the money line. They could win this game outright. But I think the bet I like just a little more is Oregon -6. And I say just a little more because, admittedly, my compass was totally thrown off by Ohio State beating Alabama last week. That really surprised me, just like it surprised a lot of people. So I don't know how good this Ohio State team is. Maybe they'll be able to beat Oregon. They'll certainly be able to move the football. And as we said, their defense, I mean, they're better in the front seven than they are against the secondary. Maybe their defense can shut down this Oregon rushing attack. Don't think I'm willing to bet on that happening, though. Just seen time and time again out of this Oregon team over the second half of the season. And last week we saw it not against one of the usual suspects from the Pac-12, but against Florida State, the defending national champion. Oregon hanging 59 points on the Seminoles. So again, I think Ohio State could score 30 to 35 here, and it may not be enough to hang with the Ducks. I lean towards Oregon -6, even though, as I said, my second favorite bet, probably Ohio State on the money line. Might want to look at some of the props on this game. This is going to be a fun game to make a lot of different bets. Going to be a lot of markets offered on BETDAQ. Again, the total is 74. It's a huge total, but I think I'd have to go over that total if I was going to bet it. So again, Oregon -6 is what I expect to see, but nothing would really surprise me here. Should be a good one from Jerry World.